My name is Noyan Subutai, a general in the revered army of Genghis Khan. Let me recount the tale of a Mongolian chieftain's son, a warrior known as Temujin. It was through his unparalleled strategic prowess, unyielding determination, and unwavering leadership that Temujin ascended to the title of Genghis Khan. This is the story of how the mere mention of the name Genghis Khan struck fear into the hearts of all who heard it across the realm. In the year 1162, amidst the rugged expanse of the Mongolian wilderness, a tempest brewed, a tempest named Temujin. Born into obscurity, he emerged from the ashes of betrayal and loss. His father, Yesugei, poisoned by rivals, left young Temujin with a burning hunger for revenge. The boy's eyes, sharp as the eagle's gaze, surveyed the fractured tribes of the steppes. He vowed to unite them, to forge an empire from the scattered remnants of his lineage. Temujin's childhood was a crucible of survival. His mother, Hoylun, taught him the ways of the wild, how to track game, wield a bow, and endure hunger. The harsh steppe winds etched resilience into his bones. When his father's tribe abandoned them, Temujin learned the art of diplomacy and treachery. He navigated shifting alliances, forming bonds with other outcasts. The seeds of leadership took root. At the age of 9, Temujin faced a harrowing ordeal when he and his family were captured by a rival tribe, the Taichud. Enslaved and subjected to torturous conditions, young Temujin endured unimaginable hardships. However, even in captivity, his indomitable spirit and innate leadership qualities shone through. Through sheer determination and cunning, he managed to escape from his captors, a feat that would mark the beginning of his legendary journey. Drawing on his resilience and resourcefulness, he vowed to rise above his circumstances and forge his own destiny. As he matured, Temujin's ambitions swelled like a tempest on the horizon, driven by a singular vision: to unite the disparate Mongol tribes under his banner and lead them to glory. With a charisma that could sway hearts and a ruthlessness that brooked no opposition, he embarked on a campaign of conquest that would shake the very foundations of the known world. The first to feel the wrath of Temujin's ambition were the rival Taichuds, whose chieftain had once enslaved him as a boy. With a fury born of years of suffering and humiliation, Temujin descended upon their encampments like a storm unleashed from the heavens. The Taichuds were caught off guard, their forces scattered and demoralized as the Mongol hordes swept through their lands like a tide of death and destruction. In a series of brutal campaigns that would go down in history as the Mongol conquests, Temujin laid waste to the Jin dynasty, toppling cities and slaughtering all who dared defy him. The walls of their mighty fortresses crumbled before his unstoppable onslaught, their once proud armies shattered and scattered like leaves before the wind. The Jin dynasty, bloated and arrogant, dared challenge us. Their great wall crumbled before our siege engines. We scaled its heights, banners snapping in defiance. Beijing's streets ran red as Temujin's sword sang. The emperor knelt, trembling. Our campaigns lead us to the Silk Road, a lifeline of wealth and intrigue. Our hooves thundered along its ancient spine. Caravans trembled, merchants begged for mercy. Our riches flowed like honey, filling our coffers. Yet, even in abundance, Temujin's eyes remained fixed on distant horizons. The Silk Road was more than gold and silks. It was a conduit for ideas. Scholars, poets, and artisans traveled its length, whispering tales of distant lands. Temujin, once a nomad, now dreamed of cities with spires touching the heavens. He hungered for knowledge, for the alchemy of governance. The steppes could no longer contain him. He craved the world. From the west, the Khwarezm Empire dared defy us. Their cities gleamed like jewels ripe for plunder. Nishapur, Proud and defiant stood as our prize. Siege engines hurled fire and stone, walls crumbled, and the streets ran red. Temujin's eyes blazed as he rode through the breach, sword flashing. Victory was ours, but the cost. The anguished cries of fallen comrades haunted our dreams. Our next campaign, a wolf hunt they called it. But these wolves were no mere beasts. They were the Tatars, cunning and treacherous, and held responsible for the death of Temujin's father when he was a boy. Among them, Jamuka, once Temujin's blood brother, now a rival. We rode like demons, arrows singing death. The Tatar camp burned, screams echoing through the night. The blood-soaked earth drank their life, and vengeance tasted sweet. But even as Temujin's empire reached its zenith, he knew that his conquests were far from over. For beyond the borders of his realm lay lands uncharted and kingdoms unconquered, ripe for the taking. With a steely resolve and an iron will, he set his sights on new horizons, his heart ablaze with the flames of ambition, and his eyes fixed firmly on the glory that awaited him. And so, the legend of Genghis Khan was born, a name that would strike fear into the hearts of men for generations to come, a symbol of conquest and dominion, of power and prestige. From the humble beginnings of a Mongol chieftain's son to the ruler of the largest contiguous empire in history, his legacy endures as a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit and the indomitable will of those who dare to dream of greatness.